Bill isn't a human? What if
You
it's
got
a
Joe, what the fuck? Violette1st, block me on Facebook!
I'm gonna text Rotten Rebecca! Probably saving it for Rotten Rebecca. No! What? Don't text Rotten Rebecca! Rotten Rebecca.
On the Violette1st YouTube channel, you of course have your main characters William, Bill, Violet, Andy, and sometimes Lucy. But there are a number of characters that we only hear by name, such as Nasty Nancy, the Psycho Neighbor, and Rotten Rebecca. Today we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, Rotten Rebecca, who is, in my opinion, the most intriguing and interesting Violette1st side character, even though we have not seen her. Well, as far as we know. Anyway, without any further ado, let's begin. We first hear about Rotten Rebecca in the video Andy Hates Rotten Rebecca Rage. In this video, William and Andy are having a fight on the couch. The fight escalates and Andy gets locked out of the house, with William stealing his phone.
William, get off! I'm gonna text all your friends! No!
After saying he's going to text Andy's friends, William starts saying that he's going to text Rotten Rebecca. After William says this, Andy freaks out and starts saying she's crazy. Violet then freaks out too and reveals that Rotten Rebecca tried to stalk Andy.
I'm gonna text Rotten Rebecca! What? Don't text Rotten Rebecca! I'll text Rotten Rebecca! Freaking crazy, dude! William, don't text Rotten Rebecca! She tries to stalk him! No!
Violet then drops a bombshell and reveals that she actually went to the courthouse with Andy due to Rotten Rebecca's stalking.
I'm gonna text Rotten Rebecca! William, I don't want to have to go back to the courthouse! I want you to go to the courthouse. Stand, dude, she's a lunatic!
The video pretty much continues with Andy and Violet trying to get Andy's phone back from William, with Violet and Andy going on about how crazy Rotten Rebecca is and how they had to go to the courthouse.
I don't want to go to the courthouse and have to testify again! You know she stalks, come on! Give me my phone! That woman is crazy!
Near the end of the video, William then pretends to call Rotten Rebecca and tries to set up a date for her and Andy, saying that, quote, Andy wants to get back, Andy wants you.
Is this right, Rebecca? William, stop! Andy wants to get back. Andy wants you. I'm gonna check that phone and make sure you were just kidding about Rotten Rebecca.
So yeah, some pretty interesting stuff. Most of the clues to Rotten Rebecca are unfortunately just in this video. She was only mentioned like 3 or 4 times later on the Violette1st channel, but not really that much. This is the only video where she's like majorly talked about. And I might talk about those clips later, but right now let's talk about this video. So in the video we just watched, we found out that Andy was once in a romantic relationship with a woman named Rebecca. However, things got worse as Rebecca started supposedly stalking Andy and being psychotic. We don't know if she was stalking him during the relationship or after, but we can make an educated guess and assume that it was after the relationship ended, because after a breakup people get upset, and there would be no reason for her to stalk him during the relationship as she was already with him. Apparently the stalking got so bad that Andy and Violet had to go to the courts and get a restraining order against Rotten Rebecca. But is this true? Is Rotten Rebecca a real person? Did she actually stalk Andy? Did they go to court? Well, that's what we're going to try to find out in today's video. First of all, I think the whole court thing is bullshit. I don't believe that they ever went to court, and here's why. First of all, in the video, Violet said that Rotten Rebecca and Andy can't have contact, according to the judge.
The judge said they can't have contact with one another. Stop!
If that's the case, then why would they worry about William calling Rotten Rebecca? Because if they can't have contact, then her number probably would have been deleted from the phone. It would be nowhere to be found, so why would they worry? Why would her number still be on the phone? Also, I feel like taking someone to court is quite extreme. I mean, I know people do get restraining orders sometimes and stalking does happen, but I don't know, that just seems a bit extreme. I'd also like to remind you guys that a lot of stuff on Violette1st is based on some truth, but it's very exaggerated. Like, for example, Bill. In the videos, Bill is shown to be a fat pig that absolutely gorges himself on food.
Bill, you got 4 Whoppers.
I said I was hungry and I was going to get food.
You're going to get food!
For me?
No, not just for you. Not just for you.
While he is very enthusiastic about food, it's very exaggerated in the videos. Oh, and I also made a video talking about that, so go check it out after this one. And it's not just regular characters, other side characters have also been exaggerated as well. For example, the Psycho Neighbor. Apparently, Violet has a neighbor who is insane, and she's threatened to call the cops on them and called the cops as well.
She threatened once, and then she actually did call. She's crazy.
We've even heard her voice once in a video.
That's funny!
But is she actually crazy? Absolutely not, and here's why. Now, The Violette1st family, their entire YouTube channel is about them fighting each other, so screaming and shouting, burning, you know, stuff like that. And when the neighbor sees this stuff, she doesn't know it's for a YouTube video. She probably thinks that there's some, like, domestic violence and stuff going on over there. Like, imagine if you saw your neighbors burning stuff and screaming at each other like that. That's hella concerning. I'd call the cops too. But wait a minute. If the neighbor's not a psycho, then why does Violet exaggerate it in the videos? Well, because it makes it more funny when you exaggerate. Imagine how boring it would be if Violet just said, "Oh, it's the concerned neighbor, she doesn't know we do these videos." But it is funny when she says, "Oh my gosh, it's the psycho neighbor, she's psychotic."
Remember, she's unstable.
I don't care about that freaking psycho lady. Andy is victorious.
She's trying to get that lady calling the cops again. She's crazy. Yeah, we don't like to deal with psycho people. Some people are just plain crazy. They're not all like us, you know. It's always best to stay away from psychotic people.
Now you may be saying, "Fanatic, what does the psycho neighbor have to do with Rotten Rebeeca?" Well, if Violet is willing to exaggerate the psycho neighbor, maybe she's exaggerating Rotten Rebeeca too. Maybe she's not crazy. And it makes sense for the video too, because it makes it more funny. I mean, in the video, Andy hates Rotten Rebeeca, and William just stole Andy's phone. Imagine how boring it would be if Violet just said, "William, don't call Rotten Rebeeca, Andy doesn't want to talk to his ex." But instead, it's really funny how Violet's saying, "No, William, I don't want to go back to the courthouse, she's a stalker, she tries to stalk him, no." I'd also like to point out that it's only Violet who's bringing up the courthouse. Andy isn't saying anything, and you'd think he would because that's, you know, his case, but all he's saying is that she's a lunatic.
You don't understand, dude. She's a lunatic. Freaking crazy, dude.
I don't even think Andy says she stalks. It's just Violet saying this crazy stuff. Well, apart from the fact that Andy did call her a lunatic and crazy, but who doesn't say that about their ex? He didn't say nothing about stalking or the courthouse, it was just Violet.
She tries to stalk him! No! I don't want to have to go back to the courthouse! I don't want to go to the courthouse and have to testify again!
Here's what I think. I think that Rotten Rebeeca is at least based on a real person that Andy dated. And what I find interesting is in the video they were casually calling her Rotten Rebeeca. At no point did they just say Rebecca. So it seems that the entire family seemed to have a negative view on her as they coined the term Rotten Rebeeca. So my theory is maybe Andy and her had a bad breakup. Maybe there was a bit of screaming, a bit of shouting, and maybe Andy was walking along the street a few days later and happened to run into Rotten Rebeeca, and then they got into like a little fight, and maybe she was following him down the road. Like I don't know, like something like that, you know? But not like full-on stalking. I mean, hell, maybe a few days after the breakup, she walked into like Andy's place of work and started screaming, and then Violet heard that and was like, "Oh my gosh, she's stalking." But I don't know, man, I don't know. But wait, what does Rotten Rebeeca look like? Have we ever seen her in the videos, like in the background or something? Well, maybe. So this image popped up in my Discord server a while back, and some people think it might actually be Rotten Rebeeca. But I would take this with a grain of salt, as we have no idea where this photo originally came from. This could be from anywhere. There's also a theory that she was on a video in Violet's Second. On Violet's Second, there's a video of Andy being interviewed by the news, and if you look closely, there's a girl walking in the background. And some people think this might be Rotten Rebeeca. I don't believe this is her though, as the video was posted on the 20th of July 2017, and the Andy Hates Rotten Rebeeca video was posted on the 9th. So this would have been after they broke up. Unless she's stalking here, but I'm pretty sure Violet would have said something. There's also a theory that Rotten Rebeeca is dead. I was talking to my friend Rode in the Discord server the other day, and he suggested that Rotten Rebeeca is dead, and that's why she's called Rotten Rebeeca, because she's a rotting corpse. So yeah, I guess Andy's a necrophiliac. I guess they met at the graveyard or something, I don't know. So yeah, that's my Rotten Rebeeca theory. In conclusion, I do think that Rotten Rebeeca is at least based on a real person who Andy dated. And she was a normal person, but maybe she got a bit crazy when they broke up, and maybe they had like an incident, and maybe that's why they call her Rotten Rebeeca. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and a massive thank you to the channel members. Or I guess as Andy would say, you dudes are freaking awesome, man.
Here's William.